वो जो सच है, how do you manage to make it as truthful when it comes to the real space?
Good evening. I think it is a bit delicate, right? When you're trying to explore कहानी के जो real है, and you're trying to bring it to a cinematic experience. So I think cinema has its own rhythm, its own structure. So I think it becomes delicate. But then you have such fine writers like Rajiv and Sumit who did the dialogues. And then you have Rezi, the captain of the ship. So I think it's turned out well. I think what we've managed to do is keeping that story authentic, because it was actually a story about their courage, the emotion, about what these 120 gentlemen did when they went into knowing that they were actually walking to their death. So I think it is very delicate, and all of them together have managed to bring it to life and kept it engaging, because the cinema, it has to have an immersive and engaging experience, and I think we managed, and hopefully it will resonate.
I think I can speak for everyone here in this place that हमने teaser देखा. We started off with goosebumps. आप सबसे मिलेंगे, आप सबसे उनकी कहानियां सुनेंगे. Thank you so much for bringing this story on our screens on the 21st of November. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you. You hear this word, right? War. अमित, गाना हमने सुना, बट मैं जरा तरीके की बात करना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि अमूमन पहले धुन बनती है, फिर जो लेखक होते हैं वो आके उस पर शब्द लिखते हैं, लेकिन यहां शब्द लिखे हैं जावेद साहब ने। तो आपने जब धुन बनाई और आपने पढ़े वो शब्द, वो लफ्ज जो जावेद साहब ने लिखे हैं, कंपोजर के अंदर का फैन बॉय जो है वो जाग जाता है।
मैंने, गुड इवनिंग एवरीबॉडी, मैंने जावेद सर के साथ पहले भी काम किया हुआ है, और तभी मैं फैन बॉय था जब मैंने पहली बार काम किया था। हर बार मुझे उनके साथ काम करने का मौका मिलता है, आई फर्स्ट टाइम अ फैन बॉय और नर्वस फैन बॉय, एंड व्हेन ही राइट्स ऑन द ट्यून्स दैट आई गिव, एंड when he writes, the magic happens after that, because तब तक it's only half whatever I've composed, I don't know, I'm unsure ठीक है कि नहीं, when the words come in and he writes so beautifully, it's all complete and it feels magic. And it's a pleasure, absolute pleasure to always, I love him, I'm genuinely fond of him, I really love him.
I think we all do. जिनका आप जिक्र कर रहे हैं, जिनकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, it gives me immense pleasure. It's a moment of pride to call the legend Javed Akhtar. Sir, please, आइए. Any room, always a standing ovation, sir. Thank you so much. जावेद साहब, it's fascinating. और डांटिएगा मत, सोच के मैंने सवाल लिखा है कि आपने कभी यूनिफॉर्म नहीं पहनी, यू नेवर स्टूड ऑन द बॉर्डर, लेकिन जब आप लिखते हैं, वेदर इट इज अ संदेशे आते हैं, वेदर इट इज द टाइटल सॉन्ग ऑफ लक्ष्य, या ये गाना, एक और गाना है विच एवरीवन विल गेट टू एक्सपीरियंस, जावेद साहब ऐसा लगता है कि आपने फौजियों के बीच वक्त बिताया है। वो जो महसूस कर रहे हैं वो आप कैसे महसूस कर लेते हैं?
दोनों ही बातें हैं, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस है, कुछ इमेजिनेशन है. आई हैव स्पेंट सम टाइम विद द आर्मी पीपल व्हेन आई इंटेंडेड टू while the operation Vijay was on, I had gone there. The battle was on, and after 1 year, General Arjun Ray invited me on the first anniversary of Operation Vijay, and Daras, which is the second most cold inhabitable place in the world after Siberia, that is where they have made a Shaheed Samarak, and only 2 people addressed the army that day, Arjun Ray and me. And he was kind enough to give me all the facilities to go to different regiments and stay with them for a couple of days and so on. And I discovered that it is another world. We only know army by their uniform. It is a complete culture. It is a complete way of living. They are another people and they are exceptional. There is so much to learn from them. So then I wrote Lakshya and again went back to the officers and seniors and got it corrected, the vocabulary, the expression and so on and so forth. So that was a big exposure. But I think every Indian has great respect for Indian Army. It is perhaps, I won't be exaggerating if I say that today Indian Army is the most respected institution of this country. The most trustworthy. We respect our army, which is a fact. So, I mean, they were kind enough to give me so much time, and then when this offer came for writing lyrics for this, so obviously that experience which I got during Lakshya came handy to me.
ये जो 2 फिल्मों की हम बात कर रहे हैं, एक लक्ष्य जो 2004 में आई थी एंड अब 2025 में 21 साल बाद 120 बहादुर, दोनों में एक बात समान है, दोनों में फरहान थे। और इस फिल्म में बतौर एक्टर आप ही के लिखे हुए शब्द, एज अ फादर, एज अ राइटर, व्हेन यू सी योर सन लिविंग दोज इमोशंस परफेक्टली।
जी जी, अब थोड़ा नेपोटिज्म तो होता है। नहीं हो जाता है।
The only one with a shy smile was your son there.
It's nepotism in reverse.
थैंक यू सो मच, क्योंकि इस गाने से एटलीस्ट हमें ये समझ आया है, इसके जरिए ये समझ आया है दैट ये धरती सिर्फ जमीन नहीं होती है, ये माँ भी होती है. थैंक यू सो मच जावेद साहब, थैंक यू सो मच अमित, एंड थैंक यू सो मच टू श्रेया घोषाल. बहुत बहुत
Well, I
शुक्रिया.
may or may not get this chance again, so I must use it. And I must congratulate Ritesh, the director, Farhan. I've seen the film and I am their worst critic. Generally, they are not happy with me. But I must accept that they have made a very good film. Very good.
Thank you so much जावेद sir, thank you so much. Amit, please take your seats. Thank you. ये ले लेते. जी हाँ. हम नजरिए की बात कर रहे हैं. हमने अभी माँ की पुकार सुनी. was 120 Bahadur. We have the cast and crew, so many who have already come to the stage once. I would like to invite them again. We have Salim, also Salim watching. Salim bhai, Suleiman bhai, Javed, Ali,